Today's channeled message is they're astonished that they can no longer manipulate you. They're astonished at the person that you've become. They're astonished that you are turning into someone who is truly unfuckwithable. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. I'm grateful to all of you for your love, support, likes, shares, and comments. Thank you to anyone who's been sending in donations. Much appreciated. I'm very grateful. Love you guys. If you're new, my name is Celtae. This will be another general transmission on the collective energy, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you want to book a personal session with me or any of my other services, go to celtaecreatrix.com. Without further ado, calling on my ancestors, the archangels, and the most high Holy Spirit, universe, creator, consciousness, please allow me to channel what the viewer needs to hear for their highest good and healing, and so it is. All right. What's going on, Spirit? Today's channeled message is they're astonished that they can no longer manipulate you. They're astonished at the person that you've become. They're astonished that you are turning into someone who is truly unfuckwithable. So let's get some information on these people and what they tried to do to the collective. Let's get some information on these people. These people who are realizing the cave with no windows. This is so interesting because the other day I saw this TikTok of two people who were exploring deep within a cave, and they came across this little girl who was way further down in the cave than they actually planned on going, and then they heard her screams for help. So they went to go explore, and they found this little 6-year-old girl deep in this cave in the dark. And I don't know much more than that about the story. Maybe some of you guys do. Maybe you can leave it in the comments down below. But yeah, I didn't look more into the story because I was busy doing something else, but it just kind of stood out to me. So deep in the unconscious. Maybe it's like they saved her. They saved this little girl who was lost. It's like this part of you who was lost. It's like I feel like you've had to go on several journeys to go and find this innocent part of yourself, this part of yourself that was lost. And I feel like that you've rescued this part of yourself. You know what I mean? This part of yourself is no longer alone. There's something about fairies. Guided by the fairies, or guided by the fae, guided by the nature spirits. There's something with a connection to nature spirits, something about seeing sparkles and elemental beings when you're out in nature, when you're gazing at the trees, something about gazing at a sunset. Maybe somebody likes sparkly makeup, or there's something about that. Or maybe you're gonna see, this is a confirmation for someone that you're gonna see someone with really sparkly makeup or glitter on their skin or around their eyes or something like that. The cave with no windows. I'm seeing like a straitjacket. It's like somebody or some people, or these people from your past who are currently witnessing and who have been watching your transformation. It's almost like you were in this straitjacket or something like that. It's like they left you in a cave with no windows, with no way out, with no way for you to, with no lantern to find your way out. It's just like somebody left you alone. They bound you up and they left you alone in this cave. I see, you felt like somebody, it's like something about feeling like you couldn't move, or feeling like you were paralyzed by fear. It's like these people could have had you paralyzed with fear, with their judgments, with whatever it was that they were doing to manipulate the narrative, to manipulate your energy, to manipulate your life, to manipulate your perception on yourself, your abilities. It's like they did everything that they could to exile you or to leave you alone, to make you feel even more lost than you already were when you met these people. There was a part of you that was lost. I feel like these people saw your power before you saw your power. I feel like there's something of somebody wanted to come and try to take something from you, and they tried to manipulate you. There's something of somebody is regretting what they did to try to manipulate you because somebody wanted to take something from you. Whether that was your confidence, whether that was some sort of financial opportunity or an opportunity, or they wanted to take a connection from you even. Like somebody wanted to just take something from you because they saw something that you had and they resented it and they wanted something for themselves, or they felt that they could never have that thing, or that thing was out of their reach, or something wasn't fair. It's like somebody felt like entitled to something that you had. It's like I'm seeing my grandma right now, and my grandma was like, it doesn't matter how beautiful someone is, but if they're nasty on the inside, then they're nasty on the outside. Like that's my grandma Gladys. Maybe something about gladiolas, like the flowers. But anyways, my grandma Gladys used to say that. Something about an Irish curse. Now I'm just thinking about my grandma, how like when somebody used to do her wrong, or when she saw that somebody else was being mean or vindictive or cruel to another person or to somebody that she loved or to herself, she would go like this. And I think that she would call it the Irish curse. It's almost like something will come back around. You know what I mean? It's like you, whatever the energy that you dish out, you will get that energy back. And I feel like somebody is getting that energy back now. Somebody who tried to or attempted to manipulate you. There could even be someone who's trying to come back around, who's trying to test the waters, who's trying to come back around to see if they can slip a foot in the door. It's like they feel this heavy, ancient stone door closing, and somebody's trying to put their foot in the door. Just slip a little foot in there to see if they can still wedge their way through your ironclad boundaries that you have been creating, that you've been cultivating. There's somebody who wants to send somebody a message to test the waters, or they already have tried. There's somebody who is floundering, who's flopping around in the bay, trying to figure out why they're so discombobulated that you're not responding the way that you used to respond to them, to their manipulations. They used to be able to manipulate how you felt about yourself and how you treated them through treating you inappropriately, or through treating you unkindly, or through... There's something about somebody's emotions were taking up all of the space in something, and there was no space for you, there was no space for your emotions. Now someone's scared that there's no space for them in this sanctuary that you've created within yourself. And the truth is I feel like there is no space for them. I feel like there's something of like somebody wasn't there for you when you were going through the mud, or when you were alone in this cave, when you were unable to move because of a straitjacket that somebody else put on you. You never asked for this. You know what I mean? You never asked to be left behind. You never asked to experience whatever it was that you experienced. But it's like somebody was happy to watch you go through that experience. Somebody wanted you to feel just like how they felt inside. Somebody wanted you to be as miserable as how they felt inside. Now somebody's realizing that you don't give that ability for people to manipulate your emotions like you used to. Like you're not that person anymore. Somebody is realizing, and they're astonished. They're astonished at your strength. They're astonished at your resilience, because I feel like these people thought that you were truly weak. The cave with no windows. The cave has been coming up. This lost part of yourself, this lost inner child, this little girl, this, you know what I mean? Somebody tried to corner your inner child. They tried to play on your emotions. Ostracize. Somebody tried to ostracize you. This pattern, this story of being humiliated, this story of being ostracized by other people. I feel like for a long time you felt like there was no way out of something. Like I feel like that's the energy, that there are people who are witnessing you emerge from this energy, from the cave. They're witnessing you emerge from the cave with no windows. You never thought that you'd ever get out of something, or that you'd ever get out of this energy, that you'd ever overcome this. And there are people who are hoping with bated breath, who are praying on your downfall, who are waiting on bated breath for something to end for you to fall. They wanted to see, they were hungry. There's somebody who is hungry to see you fall, to see you fold. To see you break. They wanted to see you break. There's somebody who's really vindictive and nasty. This energy is really mean. This energy is mean. This cave. The descent into the unconscious. So there are people who are seeing you ascend after having descended deep into the unconscious. You've made something conscious. You've brought something to light. You've brought your power back to light. Self-ceremony. You brought your own power, your own divinity, your own truth, your own true self, your own true power, your own self-respect back to light. Create the visions you desire. Somebody wanted you bound up in the visions that they had for you, the plans that they had for you. They wanted you to succumb to their plans, to their version of events, to the things that they did to you, to try to get you roped into a situation. Somebody tried to get you roped into a situation. Somebody tried to pull you down with them. Or somebody tried to push you down. Somebody tried to push you around. Take action in the plans that lead to fulfillment. There are people who are seeing you ascend from a place within yourself that not a lot of people have gone to that place. They left you behind. They left you behind. There's somebody whose siblings are shocked that you've rediscovered this part of yourself. You're creating something from the deepest part of yourself. And I'm hearing there are people who are looking towards you in awe at this version of yourself that you forged in the fire of the hell that they created, of the hell that they put you through their actions, through their manipulations, through their consistent abuse over years and years of neglect. This lost part of yourself in the dark, keeping you in the dark to your own abilities, to your own agency, to your own dreams. They're seeing you ascend from this place within yourself. You have changed, you have completely transformed into a person that astonishes these people who thought that they knew who you were, who thought that you were this lesser version, like you were this like caricature in their mind that they could just sum up so easily. They could just project all of their internal struggles onto so that they wouldn't have to face whatever it was within themselves. It's like you're no longer accepting people's projections onto you because you know exactly what they are, because you had to see within yourself your own projections deep within that cave of your soul. You had to face like why you did certain things. You had to bring those into the light. You had to bring those actions, those reactions, those intentions that maybe you didn't see before. You brought them into light. And now you see the truth. You see something for what it is. I feel like you're right on the money. Your intuition is right on the money about something. Yeah. Sweeping away ill intent while creating boundaries, weave with protection, a witch respects passages of safety. You are headed towards, see, that's you, and you're closing the door behind you. Somebody wants to get a foot in the door. Somebody wants to get a foot in the door before it's too late. Trying to see if they can manipulate you one last time. Trying to see if you're going to be that subservient version of yourself that you used to be for their benefit, for them to feel better about themselves. Because somebody saw your power, somebody saw your light, somebody compared themselves to you, but somebody also saw your vulnerability. And because of what they were modeled, what they witnessed when they were a child, they thought that it was just okay to treat you the same way that they were kind of pushed around or pushed down. They thought that they were queen bee. Somebody thought that they were queen bee. Somebody thought that they were king of the castle and that you were their servant for them to manipulate, to jerk you around, to be a jerk to you. You wouldn't have anything to say about it. I'm seeing like a toddler just have a temper tantrum. It's like somebody's like a toddler just having a temper tantrum and they just want to get whatever it is that they want, without any consideration as to how you might feel about the situation. What you might need in the situation or in this circumstance or in the circumstance that is connected to this person or these people. Cradled by the sky. Cradled by your ancestors, cradled by your archangels, the cosmic beings that you connect with, the spirits that you connect with, the nature spirits, the water spirits, the spirit in the sky, the Holy Spirit. You are cradled by the Holy Spirit. You are protected by the Holy Spirit. You are the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is within you. These people are feeling the Holy Spirit emanating from your being, from the depths of your soul. You've connected with the Holy Spirit. My best friend, if you wish hell upon my soul and spirit, I hold him nearest, my best friend. If you wish me hell upon my soul and spirit, I'll send you straight up to my best friend, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. I feel like your cells are being regenerated, your body, mind, your spirit is being cradled by the Holy Spirit. And these light codes are recalibrating your DNA and your energy from the inside out, and it's creating this protection around you because you're so connected to the Holy Spirit. When someone tries to come and manipulate you, you feel it, that it is off, that is not congruent with the person that you are, with the timeline that you're on, with the life that you're creating, with the person that you have become. That is not the person from the past that someone thinks that they can push around. Someone thinks that they can push you around like they used to. Someone thinks that they can get a foot in the door that you're closing on that energy, the door that you're closing on that experience. You're not going to be experienced that anymore, because there are people who are afraid of you. Because they realize that you've woken up. They realize that you are awakened, that you are awake to the things that they did behind the scenes, under your nose, right under your nose, behind closed doors, in your face. I'm seeing people whispering to each other, trying to make themselves feel better about themselves. Trying to make themselves feel better about themselves so that they don't have to go into their own cave to find the lost parts of themselves that are crying out for them to be rescued, relieved of the loneliness, and the disenchantment of whatever happened to them that makes them behave in such a vindictive and manipulative and nasty way to other people. There's women ganging up on women, or women ganging up on one man, or a family ganging up on one person in the family, whispering behind closed doors, Some of these people didn't even know you. They don't even know you. They don't even know you. They've never even had like an actual conversation with you. They only know what they perceive of you. They only know of like what you look like, your appearance, or the work that you do, the work that you put out there, or like you at your job, or you at work, or whoever you are. They only know like one version of you. They've never even had someone never even had like a big conversation with you. And then there was someone who did have conversations with you. And through those conversations, there's one person that I'm picking up on that you had a conversation with, or you spent a considerable amount of time with, okay, who triangulated you in a situation. But what I'm getting is like you were having a conversation with this person and they were taken off guard by your wisdom, your knowledge, by your connection to God, by your kindness, by your compassion, by your unwillingness to get roped into something. I feel like you did get roped into something, but I feel like you had this resistance because of your pure heart. Because of the way that you were trying to go about something. They felt like it's almost like I'm seeing a horse and I'm seeing someone trying to capture this wild horse, trying to capture this wild free spirit, trying to tame it. It's like someone was trying to tame you to do what they wanted you to do. They were trying to break your spirit because of a part of themselves where they felt broken by somebody who tried to break their spirit. So someone was so resentful that they couldn't tie you up. I feel like you walked away from this person, or you cut yourself loose. You cut yourself loose from that lasso that they had around your neck. They tried to really hurt you. They tried to bind you up in an energy or in a story of their own creation so that they could replay their own trauma and project that onto a situation and project that onto you. And then they tried to project a story onto you, and they talked behind your back to a whole bunch of people to try to manipulate you, to pull your strings, to get you all up in your mind, like that they were all up in their mind. This person has no peace in their life. Whoever I'm talking about, they have no peace. We all go through periods. It's like not everyone is like sitting on a mountain. No one is saying that anyone is sitting on a mountain completely peaceful and happy. But it's like somebody was extremely not peaceful, extremely distressed in their life. Somebody is going through extreme distress in their life. And they saw that you had some sort of semblance of peace that you had cultivated within yourself. And they wanted to destroy that peace. Somebody wanted to destroy something for you. And I feel like you cut yourself loose. I don't know, this is past, present, future. I feel like you cut yourself loose from something. And it enraged them that they couldn't manipulate you, because when they couldn't manipulate you, that held up a mirror to the fact that they were even trying to manipulate you that hardcore in the first place. You wouldn't go along with it. You wouldn't go along with something. And then that's the mirror that showed someone themselves. There is something about like, no matter how beautiful you are on the outside, if you're a nasty and cruel person on the inside, then it just completely negates what you look like on the outside. You could have thought that this person was extremely beautiful at first, but then it's like the ugly behavior that they showed you who they were. Somebody realizes now that they tried to control your narrative so much and so hardcore, they tried to slander your name so much, is because you saw them. Somebody is starting to realize that they did that to you. They tried to hurt you. They tried to hurt your inner child. They tried to hurt your soul. Somebody tried to hurt your child. Somebody tried to hurt your reputation because you saw them. Because you saw them for who they were. That they wanted to reveal something about you to other people. But actually they are starting to realize that they actually revealed themselves to you. And that your energy speaks for itself. Your boundaries speak for itself. The way that you forged your own self, your ironclad energy in the fire of your own unconscious mind and soul and spirit. You forged yourself in the fire. And you're ironclad. And it's intimidating, this person. And it's this thing where I really feel like they feel like they're realizing that they actually revealed themselves to you, and they're starting to realize that that's why they went after you the way that they did, was because they actually revealed themselves to you. That you saw the part of themselves that they didn't want anybody to see. That you saw the part of them that they were ashamed of. You saw that unhealed part of themselves. And you even had compassion for that, and they hated you for that too. And now they feel your protection from the Holy Spirit. Your protection by the Holy Spirit. Your connection to the Holy Spirit within your soul. That is your soul. That is who you are. That is within them as well. But they feel disconnected. Somebody feels disconnected from the Holy Spirit. Inward initiation, confirmation. They've seen that you've this person has seen you become initiated by God to be the person that you are becoming, that you were always meant to be. They're realizing that they were a part of your initiation, that the humiliation ritual that they orchestrated was orchestrated on behalf of Spirit, so that you could go within yourself and discover your true power, and to rescue that little girl or that little boy deep within the cave of your own unconscious, deep within the womb of Mother Earth. That it was a part of a plan. They're starting to realize that it was a part of the plan. They feel duped. Somebody feels duped by themselves and by Spirit. But they had the choice. They had a choice. They made a choice. They made a choice, and they feel like they're having to sit in that choice now. They're having to sit in the choice of what they did to you. What is this person feeling right now, Spirit? Are these people disapproval? I feel like they feel like Spirit disapproves of what they did. They're starting to realize that they were trying to get other people to disapprove of you and to see you a certain way, to see you in a certain light. They were trying to manipulate you. They were trying to control you through their disapproval. They were trying to control you through the fact that they were disapproving of your perspective, or how you were going about something, or what you felt about something. They tried to bully you into something. They tried to use their disapproval to frighten you. This person didn't love you. This person never actually really liked you. Somebody wanted something that you had. They were resentful that you had it. They were resentful that they didn't have it. Somebody wanted to ruin something for you on purpose. And someone is actually sitting with that they did that. They have to own that they did that. That's what they did to you. I feel like they're even dealing with other people. People are starting to see them for who they are. The people are now disapproving of what this person did, because I feel like there are people who are starting to see this transformation of who you are, and like what even happened for you to become that way. I feel like groups of people, or people who are significant to you in your life, or bystanders or acquaintances, have seen you transform into something that no one ever expected you to transform into. This somebody with ironclad boundaries, with ironclad self-respect, with ironclad self-love, with ironclad inner knowing of who you are, with ironclad sight given to you by the power of the Holy Spirit within your soul, that you have worked so hard to forge a connection with, within the fire of your own becoming, is what I'm hearing. Disapproval, withdraw. People are withdrawing from this person. People are leaving this person's life. People don't want to be around this person because people are starting to figure out what this person did. They're starting to put the dots together. They're starting to put the dots together. Through your elevation, they're seeing you elevating through the power of God, through the power of your own healing, through the power of what you had to face. I feel like some people didn't even know what was going on, but now people are starting to find out what happened. And they're withdrawing from this person. This person is feeling the disapproval of others oozing off those people towards them. That's what they wanted to create for you. They wanted other people to disapprove of you. They wanted other people to withdraw from you. They caused other people to withdraw from you. They caused other people to leave you behind. They caused other people to walk away from you, to think less of you. They wanted you to feel alone. And that mirror, the thing that they did to make you feel like you were lost and alone and left behind, that was the mirror of something that happened in the past where you were lost and alone and you were left behind in your own emotions, in your own trauma, in your room, somebody's room. I'm seeing bunk beds. I'm hearing screams outside of my apartment building. Feels like screams. Somebody wanted to hurt you, and it hurt you, and it reminded you of somewhere where you were hurt, where somebody hurt you, where they wanted to hurt you. They wanted you to feel alone, just as alone as they felt. But now someone is feeling other people's disapproval for how they treated you. Because you're being elevated by the Holy Spirit within your soul. That is everything. That is everything that is. What else do these people feel? What did they want the collective to feel? What did they want the collective to feel that they're now feeling? Self-abuse. They wanted you all tangled up in your mind. They wanted you to take something out on yourself, to manipulate you to feel a certain way about yourself because they felt a certain way about themselves. What did they feel about themselves that they wanted the collective to feel? Approval in reverse. They wanted you to not like yourself or to feel that other people didn't like you or like they wouldn't like you. Self-sabotage. They feel like they've shot themselves in the foot. They pushed you into this alchemical vessel, which was the cave, and now you're coming out transformed. How are these people perceiving the collective now? How are these people perceiving the collective now, Spirit? Burden. Clarify burden. New day. You're releasing this burden. You've overcome the burden that they wanted you to bear. That they wanted to hold you down. Hold you back. It's almost like you're carrying, it's almost like there's something of like the burden that they thought that they felt that you carried in the past, that they used against you to control and manipulate you. That burden, it's like you've transmuted that burden into a new beginning. That burden is no longer holding you back. That burden is no longer holding you down. That trauma is no longer the thing that is controlling your life and controlling your mind and controlling your body, controlling your soul, controlling your actions, controlling your thoughts. It's still there. It's still there, but you're realizing it's like there's something about Yeshua, you know what I mean? And the cross that he carried, or the fact that he was crucified. It's like this thing of like this understanding of like, I feel like, did you meet the Holy Spirit where you realize that it's like there's a part of you that was the Holy Spirit that came here to bear that cross, or to be crucified, to understand it's like you were crucified by the trauma that you endured, and then now you realize that like a part of that happened to teach you how to overcome it and how to love yourself despite what was done to you, what was taken from you. That it's like I really feel like it's like this burden, like you've turned this burden. It's like you're lighter now. Like people feel like you're lighter now. You're not held back by something in the same way. They thought that they would dogpile all of this shit on you. Their own projections. Because of something that they didn't want to face. Healing energy. You've healed. You've healed something that used to be a burden. They wanted to add to your burdens. But it was like a pressure cooker that turned you into this diamond. You've healed something. And it's bringing in a massive change for you. You've changed so much, and they can see that you've changed so much. But what do I feel like? I want to know the energy of these people. I want to know the energy of these people. What's going on with these people? Actually, let's just get some tarot then. What's the energy of these people? Or let's get these guys. Tell me about the energy of these people, Spirit. Heartbreak on the bottom of the deck. Broke their own heart. They broke their own heart. Maybe it's like somebody is realizing that through hurting you, they hurt themselves. It's breaking their heart. Someone's so self-focused, they don't really care that they broke your heart. They just care that it hurt them. They don't care about how they made you feel. Somebody doesn't care about how they made you feel. They just care that they're hurting. They care that they got caught by other people. Somebody's getting caught for what they did. Somebody's feeling like they're being consumed by what they said about you, like that they're being caught by what they said about you. Somebody's being caught. Somebody feels caught in their own lie. They feel caught in their own trap. They feel consumed by worries and paranoia of what other people are saying about them because of what they said about you. That people are now starting to realize somebody's having a crisis. Somebody's having a crisis because they tried to blame you for something. They tried to put you in crisis. They tried to put you in crisis. Now people are realizing that you went through a crisis because of people who tried to add to your burdens when they could have lessened your burdens. When they could have helped you, when they could have helped alleviate your problems, when they could have helped lift you up, when you needed community, when you needed sisterhood, when you needed brotherhood, when you needed community. They weren't there to lift you up. They came together against you and spoke out against you because they were projecting onto you, because your light was so bright even back then, even when there was a part of you that was still lost in the cave, deep in the cave, with no light, unable to move, bound by things from the past that no one ever validated. No one ever validated that for you, what you went through. That's the thing. You had to validate yourself. You're validating yourself. People know now that you're validating yourself. You don't need their validation. And that's the thing that pisses them off the most, is that you don't need their validation anymore. They tried to control you through their validation, to making you feel like that you were less than them, when really there was a part of them that felt less than you because of the purity of something within you that wasn't going off of the script that they were going off of, that they felt that they had to adhere to that way of living their life, or to that way of like operating or moving within community or dealing with people. You showed up to love somebody. You showed up to care about somebody. They didn't care about you. All they cared about was themselves. So now someone is feeling consumed by worries, plagued by doubt, going through a crisis. It's like people are blaming each other. Someone's blaming somebody else. They're trying to blame anybody else but see themselves of what they did. They're trying to blame everybody else. Tried to blame you for something that happened that they actually did to you and to other people, or to another person. I'm hearing I feel like you witnessed something happen. You got tangled up in something. It wasn't your fault. It was somebody else, and then they blamed you. They threw you under the bus instead of taking responsibility and accountability of what they did. Because that's what they do. That's what they do. They hurt people. Somebody is frozen in a pattern. They hurt people. They hurt people and then deny that they hurt people. They deny what they do that hurts other people. And then they try to control the people who they hurt. They try to silence the people that they hurt so that they don't have people, so they feel in control because they're actually afraid that you're going to tell the truth about them. So then they have to get ahead of it and tell a lie. Restraint. They're being held back from something. You're protected from this person. Or it's like they feel like they have to practice self-restraint now in talking about you. In the behavior that they have been. They've been unrestrained bad behavior towards someone who didn't deserve what they did. Tell me about these people. Tell me more about these people. Beginning. They're watching you rise up and have this new beginning, and they're still stuck in. What are they still stuck in, Spirit? What are they stuck in? What are they stuck in? Liberation in reverse. So you're having this new beginning, and these people feel trapped. They feel like they're disconnected from their intuition. They're trapped in fear. They're trapped in monotony, spontaneity in reverse, and repression because of what they repress about themselves. They're trapped in the fear. They wanted you trapped in fear. They wanted you bound in a straitjacket, in a cave, with no lights, with no windows, no warmth, no community, no kindness, no compassion. That's how they wanted it. That's where they wanted you. They wanted to perpetuate perpetuate their own internal abuse onto you and in your own mind or something. So they're feeling liberation reversed, trapped. They feel like they can't move, or somebody feels like they're falling. Somebody feels like they're falling into the abyss. They feel like it's completely, there's no spontaneity, there's no joy. They feel like they're just doing the same thing over and over again. They're in fear. They're disconnected from their intuition. All they're feeling is their own worries and their own thoughts of like the repercussions of what they did. Tell me more about these people, Spirit. Understanding, deception in reverse. They're understanding, or there are people who are understanding that you were not the one who was the deceitful one in the situation. They're understanding that they should have never been deceitful towards you. Wolf in sheep's clothing. This person was a wolf in sheep's clothing. There are people who are realizing somebody tried to make you out to be a wolf in sheep's clothing, but now people are starting to understand through the power of the Holy Spirit and the universe, consciousness, God, creator, creatrix, whatever you want to call it. They're starting to understand that you were not a wolf in sheep's clothing like how somebody else made you out to be. They're starting to realize that that person was the wolf in sheep's clothing, that person was fake, because your authenticity speaks for itself. Something about choices. Tell me more about these people. Choices. They see that you have more choices. They see that you have created different choices for yourself. Tell me more about these people, Spirit. What's going on with these people? Transitioning. Why do I feel like something is just repeating over and over again for somebody? Something feels like something is constantly repeating and somebody can't escape. Somebody feels like they can't escape what they did, or they can't, it's like they're constantly reliving like these thoughts or feelings from the past. They're being haunted by like the person that they became because of something that happened to them, and they acted that way towards you. They don't want to face something within themselves. What else? Tell me more about these people, Spirit. The unknowable. They feel like they don't know where they're headed. They don't know where they're going. They feel like there's something that's out of grasp or out of their reach. Mother Nature in reverse. They're disconnected. They're disconnected from their true nature. They're disconnected from... There's something about like... They're disconnected from their feminine energy. They're disconnected from their creativity. They're disconnected from peace and love within their own souls and their own hearts because of what they did to you. They feel like a force, some sort of force is working against them, but it was them who was working against themselves through working against you. Somebody who didn't deserve what they did. They're being held back. Like, I feel like they're being like halted until they understand. What do they need to understand? What do they need to understand? Anger in reverse, that they need to... It's like they deny that it's like their anger, they took their anger out on you. They took their sadness out on you, but then they deny that they feel that way, or they deny that that's why they did it. They had to make you the one in the wrong so that they wouldn't have to face how they really feel inside, how a part of them feels inside. A part of themselves feels left behind. That's why they wanted to make you feel left behind. That's why they wanted to make you feel small, because they feel small. Emotional release. Confirmation. There's like, honor your energy. They're astonished that they can't manipulate you anymore because you're honoring your energy. They see that your life is changing for the better. They see that you've changed for the better. I feel like you've made the greatest change of all time. I feel like you've made a change that is so immense. Truth. You've changed so much. These people did not expect you to change. Oh my gosh. Truth. Confirmation. You're standing in your truth. You're standing up for the truth. You're standing up for what's right. You have made a change that is so immense. These people are astonished by this person that you have become, that they actually aided you in becoming the person that you are through what they did. It's like you're like Houdini. That's what I'm getting. You're like Houdini. How'd this person get out of the straitjacket that I left them in? How'd they get out of this cave? We left them for dead. We left them for dead, and you're like a whole new person. How do they see the collective now, Spirit? How do they see the collective now? Like this omen. You are like this omen. This person that you are is like an omen from literally Spirit. You are like this truth that they couldn't end you. They weren't meant to end you. They were meant to pour gasoline on a fire that they didn't even know. They didn't even know. They just made this fire within you even worse. They just poured gasoline on the fire. And now you're rising like the phoenix from the ashes. With this ancient wisdom, confirmation. Yeah. More grounded in your truest nature. More grounded than ever before. Rooted in this ancient wisdom. They're astonished. They're astonished at the wisdom that you carry. They never thought that. It's like somebody took you for a fool, and now they see that you're like a whole ass wizard. Who was really the fool in this situation? They tried to hide what they did from Spirit. They had to hide what they did from themselves. They tried to hide what they did from you. They tried to play you for a fool, and now they're seeing that you're not a fool at all. You're the opposite. You're the opposite of a fool. You're a whole ass wizard.